Hi, Tumblr community. It's Markct PD, and I am here to offer you a professional development on educational technology in the classroom. The objective for me today will be that teachers will be introduced to a variety of tools that can be used in the classroom in order to effectively implement learning strategies in the coming year. First thing I'm going to go over is Edmodo and how I use it in the classroom. Then I'm going to go to Weebly because they actually have a pretty nice education website that you can use. And finally, I will finish up with Remind 101. Not a lot of things here, but I just kind of want to briefly touch on some of the things that I've used in my own classroom that I'm pretty familiar with. So the first thing I'm going to do is Edmodo, obviously www.edmodo.com. The links are on my actual professional development document that you can just click on as well. What I use it for is kind of a supplement to my class. I will put assignments on there. I've assigned some quizzes in the past, but most of the time, usually I put my notes on there, makeup work, and let students interact with me on there. I usually do not let them interact with each other because, as we know, sometimes the internet can be a mean place. For assignments, you can add documents, and they can upload documents for you and or other students as well. So I've created a test account that I'm going to show you. Over here on the left is the actual student view. Over here on the right is my view. So if I go home to my view, this shows me all of the communities that I'm in. And what I can do is go to my test class, and that'll show up. And over here is the code UDKIN or 9U that the students will put in, and as soon as they log in, they don't even have to have an email. As soon as they log in, they will be directed to this page, where this is what they'll see. And so this is what their group page looks like right now. So if I type a note here, say, hello students, welcome to class, and I send it to them. If I refresh this page and go to test group, it shows right up there. Hello students, welcome to class. So what you can do over on the teacher page is they have quite a few things. An alert, you can type in an alert that will send to all the students. You can do an assignment, you can do a quiz, a poll, and I have not familiarized myself with Snapshot quite yet, and that's kind of a summer plan for me. But for a quiz, this is the easiest thing. If you create a quiz, and you don't have to actually do it now, you can title it for beginning of the year quiz. Time limit, usually give them as much time as possible. I just kind of put 99999, and that'll allow them as much time as they need to. A bunch of these different questions: multiple choice, true, false, short answer, fill in the blank, and matching. I'm going to show you some things with each one of them. Once they start the quiz, they must finish them. They cannot go back. I have found out that they cannot go back and restart them. That may have changed since I last did a quiz, but as far as I know, they cannot restart them or they have to do it all over again. Should give them a large amount of time to finish it up. It can actually be done through their phones. However, I do not suggest putting matching on the phones because it is hard for them to click and drag on their phone if it's a matching one. I usually offer time at lunch or in a coach class to help them if they don't have any home internet. Multiple choice questions grade themselves, which is really nice. So if you do a short quiz with multiple choice, it's graded as soon as they're done. The fill in the blank questions, their answers must be spelled the same way you put your answers down. So if you're not a very good speller, make sure that you spell check your answers. Short answers must be graded individually. So if you have them actually write something out, you have to go through and grade them. So I'm going to do one of each. So here's a multiple choice question. Add first question, what is the answer? And it'll show you correct answer, or you can set the other one as correct answer. But I'll just do A as correct answer. Right answer, wrong answer. And those would obviously be where you put your answers. And then you would click add question. Number 2, let's do a true-false one. Question prompt, is this question true? Correct answer, we'll put true. Add. Question prompt, short answer. Please write about the following prompt. And then that's where you put your prompt. I have in the past put links to pictures that I've had them look at and describe what they see. One of them was pollution, so they looked at a pollution cycle and they described what they saw. Next one, question prompt. Fill in the blank. Use underscore right here to specify where you'd like the blank appear in the text below. So the answer to this question is underscore blank. Answer to this question is, and we'll put blank, and that's how they actually have to do it. There we go. Add. And last one's matching. I like matching, but again, it does not match each letter with the correct answer. You put A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. And when they see this, A, 1, B, C, 2, 3. And when they see this, it'll actually be A matched up. So I can click assign the quiz. Quiz there. I'm sorry. Remove question. All right. Assign the quiz. Beginning of your quiz. Due date, we'll say today. Send to, and then start typing in your class name. Here's my test group. And beginning of your quiz. And send it. So if I go over here to my actual test group, you have one new post. Beginning of the year quiz. If I click take quiz, I start it. I have unlimited time essentially. Start quiz. What is the right answer? If I remember, I put A as the right answer. Good. Next question. Is this question true? Yes, it is true. Next question. Please write about the following prompt. This is my answer. Next question. The answer to this question is, and I remember I put blank. And then, if I go back, that's my question total. Match each letter with the correct answer. You see, it was A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Now it's A is 2, B 1, C is 3. So all I have to do is switch 1 and 2, and it will show you what it is. And then I submit the quiz, submit it. And they have to put what they think of it. They have reactions. Interesting. The results. And they can see 1, 2 was correct. 3 has to be graded by the teacher. 4 was correct. And 5 was correct. That is one way that I use Edmodo. Another way is that you can actually add PowerPoints on here. Essentially, all you have to do is type a note. Say, this is the PowerPoint / documents for class tomorrow. Type the name of a group or student. You want to send it to your test group. Click that. And you can attach a file. You can attach a link. Or you can attach something from your library. A library is something that you get from other teachers on Edmodo. They put a lot of things up. You can click add to your library. I think I have some things in my library. The water cycle, I have students create their own solar system here on PhET simulations, which is great. I love PhET simulations. Planet impact interactive. Why desalination doesn't work. A lot of these things I kind of forgot that I even put on here, which is nice that I'm looking at these now so I can use them next year. But you can attach those to the post as well. An assignment is essentially the same thing as a quiz. You put what you're going to assign. So here's assignment 1. Describe the assignment. We'll just put test. You can lock this assignment after its due date so they can't access to it. Put test. And then you're going to click, what do you want them? Let's just say that I will have them look at my PD document. Open. And once that's there, got to click a due date. We'll say today is the due date. And send. Now you can load an assignment that you've previously created already, or you can click send. I should have one new notification over here. Yep. And here it is. So what they're going to do is usually if I have an assignment, it is something they can edit, like a Word document. So they'll open it up, and I can click this document right here. But if you have a Word document, it'll open up in Word, and they can edit it. And when they click Turn In, it'll take them to a new site. Take them to, this is the test for me. Type your response here. This is the turn in assignment for class. Choose a reaction. Sure, interesting. And then what they're going to want to do is if they edited a document, they have to upload it again. So they're going to want to choose a file that they can upload so you can actually look at what they did. So whatever they saved it on their student drive or if at home, they add it in. or if they made a website, they can add the link. They have to include a comment real quick, and then they say turn an assignment. Essentially, those are the things that I use Edmodo for. Again, I set all of my students to read only at the beginning, because as soon as I let them kind of have freedom at the beginning and I didn't really go over rules, I kind of bit myself in the butt there, they will start using it like Facebook, and that's not a good thing. And what I always tell them is, I was kind of proud I came up with this, is I say comments turn into jokes, jokes turn into insults, insults turn into threats, and threats turn into actions. And we do not want that on Edmodo, that's for sure. You can let them collaborate with each other, adding groups, but I suggest adding them in read-only, so the only person they can interact with is you. If they do not have flash drives in the past, they can use Edmodo to send themselves things as well. If they're a student, you can type your note, say, here is work for today, send to, they can actually send to themselves and attach a file. So if they can't finish something in class, they can send it to themselves and pick it up at home, which is a great thing to do if they cannot get a flash drive. The next thing I'm going to do is Weebly. So this is what the teacher account looks like for Weebly. And here's the student page. I'll show you how I did this. So if you go to education.weebly.com, it'll ask you to log in. When you log in, this is what you will see. You'll see a My Sites. I don't really use the My Site. I'm not here to make a web page for myself. You could if you want a class web page. I'm here to let my students make my own or their own web pages. So I already have one student, which is the one I'm over here with, but I can add a student up to 40 unless I want to buy more. If I want to do student 2 username, it gives you a username, or you can change it. Password, I'll just do quick easy one, and then add, and then this is their username, and their passwords, what their password you assign them. So essentially what I did is I created a bunch of students. And so what I did is I made 40 student logins and I assigned them all passwords. And what you can do after you do that is you can print a student list. And what will happen is we'll give you, hopefully this will load here real quick. Nope, don't want to do that. Sorry about that. Cancel that, don't want to print that. It'll give you an actual page that you can print, and then you can cut those and hand those slips to the students. It gives you what those passwords are. It gives you what the usernames are, so they can do that. All right. So once you do that and the student logs in, they will come to my site. And this is great because this gives them kind of practice on designing their own websites. You can edit this, you can edit their header image, you can drag things like a title, you can do a text, you can do an image, you can do a gallery, a slideshow, a map, or they can embed some code that they've created as well. Structure, you can put dividers, spacers, buttons. This is really a great, simple drag and drop website builder. And what they can do is they can add more pages, their design, they can choose their color template, they can add what they want it to look like, they can change their settings, their site address, but essentially when they are done, or again they can do a mobile view, but when they are done they will click publish, and then they will write in, and what I had them do is I put if they had a partner, I had them put their both first names. So let's say it was John and Jane. It would be johnjane.weebly.com. And that's when it's taken, so maybe they have to put John Jane 2, and that's available. So that's really nice. And one website that I had created in about 5 minutes, that's on here, Jupyter Sample. This one I just kind of created just to show my students how easy it was to put things and pictures on there. The first assignment I had my students use is they did it on the rock cycle and they picked a specific rock and had pictures, but it actually looks relatively professional after they're done, which is great, and it's kind of exciting for the students. Now, the problem with Weebly is obviously 40 student accounts, so they are able to distribute and monitor, but for teachers with more than 40 students, that's a problem. If you order more, it does cost money. But what I've done is I used a rotation system. I taught 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, so I didn't do 6th, 7th, and 8th grade all at the same time making websites. I did 6th grade one day, and then afterwards I deleted all the websites after they were graded, and I assigned new logins and new passwords and handed them to the 7th graders. So once the project is complete and graded, the login is assigned to someone else. Or you could use a partner system, 2 or 3 people per login, but